Guys, have you ever asked yourself why so many women they leave their homes or their marriages and don't want even to look back? In this episode, I'm going to review on a movie called The Most Scary Marriage. And this time around, we are going to talk about Clara's words towards her sister. These words were not coming from just a mouth, but it was coming from a heart which is broken, a heart which is broken in two pieces, a heart which cannot be mended by anyone who is not of love, or by anything which is not of love. Clara has passed through a lot, and people out there, they are passing through a lot. Women have sacrificed a lot, but they end up running away from their marriages and go find peace in their homes, because their homes have become war zone, have become interrogating places, have become companies which have conditions to apply, and they end up not even having happiness in themselves. And this is why Clara decided to leave. After hearing her conversation between her and her sister Teresa, for sure I've come to realize that so many women pass through a lot in their marriage. And when you see a woman saying I cannot go back to that man, or a man saying I cannot go back to that woman, just know that that woman has passed through a lot in the hands of that woman or in the hands of that man. Never blame someone because he left the good life of a marriage and just go and find peace somewhere. Clara passed through a lot. Just imagine, sacrifice everything you had, or everything to see that your husband can come up to be a better person, but still he did not do anything. Remember when in the first episode, Clara said, I gave you money to start businesses and the business failed. You did not even tell me. Which means, and now the sister is saying, Clara, you cannot leave this marriage after you sold everything just to make this man and this marriage work. Now you cannot run away from where you have worked hard and another woman come to reap where she has not sown. And Clara was like, my dear sister, I cannot go to Jonathan. I'm not going back to that marriage, and I'm telling you, if that marriage is the only thing which is remaining, I will not go there. She continued and said, I chose my peace. I chose the right path to make myself happy. And the sister was like, Clara, I don't want you to regret. Remember what I passed through. Now I saw my husband that he is not able to take care of me, and I just left my marriage. Now he remarried and went with that woman abroad. Clara said that's another issue. You know that we are not in this, we are all in marriages, but our marriages are not the same. If not, they are 50% the same, but the other 50 have different challenges we are passing through. Clara went on and said, my dear, your marriage is different. You left your husband because you thought that she cannot sustain you enough according to what you wanted. But that man worked hard to see that he takes care of your family, he takes care of the family, but you despised him. But for me, Jonathan is a shameless man who cannot even wake up and say, I'm going to work my family. A lazy person who does not even mind about what the family is going to eat. He said, my sister, Teresa said, my sister, I don't want you to be in the same lane with me. And these things, time around, I always go at the side of Clara. Clara said, you can feel when the sister said you sold everything which might have helped us to help this man to succeed, which means that Clara sold everything like he did on Hanks. And Hanks, lucky enough, Hanks was hardworking and he got something. So which means Clara can give out everything she can. she can, to see that the family goes into proper ways of living, good standards of living, or to see that the person she is in love with can have something to do. But because of the laziness of this young man, Jonathan, he just squandered the money. Now you are telling this lady to go back to the man who just squandered money just like that. Clara's pain, you can feel Clara's pain when she's talking. This is why you should not force a woman to go back to her family or to her marriage just because you want to secure the marriage. You see, just this marriage, we see only buildings, but people are inside suffering, suffocating, and they just want to run away. Why? Because they are married, but still they are like single mothers. And they are not taking care of the house because of the laziness of some men out there. So never say this woman left her marriage and he decided to stay in a single room because he doesn't want. How can he left the mansion? My dear, that mansion I might not be having happiness, but when I'm alone in this room or in this small apartment, I have my sanity and my happiness. This is all what we want. Marriage is a sweet thing, but when you find that marriage is squeezing you into something which is not bringing you happiness, my dear sister, run away from your life. You deserve to be happy. You don't deserve to be despised, or you don't deserve to be oppressed just because you want to keep the respect of marriage. Clara went ahead and said, Teresa went ahead and said, please don't let any woman to take away what you have suffered for. And Clara said, I don't want. Even if any woman comes and take Jonathan away, I cannot go back to Jonathan. And mind you, I don't think that if there's any woman who can take Jonathan in his ways of being lazy and even stay there. Which means that this woman has fought enough for this marriage to work, but because of the stupidity, the ego, the pride of this man, Jonathan has not led him to recognize the goodness of his wife. And some men think that for us fighting for this marriage to work, we are stuck. And they are helping us to be in this marriage. They forgot that we come from families, or we have places where we came from. By the time they came for our traditional marriage, they did not find us on the way. They went in our parents' house, and we have dreams also. But me to go down, or to go down to respect you as my husband, to fight hard to see that this marriage works, or to fight hard to see that we gain something we invest, doesn't mean that I don't have where I can go. No, it means I'm ready to fight for this relationship. But if you are not ready, I will leave. Never underestimate the power of a woman, and never underestimate a woman who can sacrifice for you at any cost. Now you see, Clara was the only one who was trying to see that the family Jonathan can have some business so that he can have some money, or he can sustain the family. But no, Jonathan just squandered the money and the business did not exist. Now you tell this young woman, Clara, to go back to the marriage. If you are the sister, can you go back to marriage? And I'm glad that Teresa listened to Clara. And she told her, I just don't want to be like me. But if that's what gives you peace, it's okay. Let the woman be. Let Clara breathe. For sure, there are men who are not worthy our time, or who are not worthy to be spending on. Women who don't value our sweat, who don't value our being in their lives, they don't deserve a second child. My dear Teresa, the marriage you want to secure, or the marriage you want to see that it works, it cannot work. This woman Clara has a lot of pain, and for her sanity and her mental health, she has to leave the home and stay alone. And we are the serie called Mr Marriage. I send greetings to you all, my dear sisters, brothers, and aunties. Thanks for joining this family, thanks for commenting, and thanks for everything. I send greetings to people from Guyana, people from Bahamas, people from Malawi, Jennifer Chimpwanya. Thanks for commenting. Elizabeth Mendy, thanks for the comment. Hannah Helen, thanks for the comment. Nora Douglas, thanks for the comment. For sure, Ngozimo Destania, thanks for commenting. People from South Africa, people from Johannesburg, people from Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, people from Uganda, people from Sudan, people from Zambia. I do really appreciate you all. Please comment where you're watching from, and I'll send greetings to you wherever you are watching from, and I do really appreciate it. So after Clara was told about Jonathan taking the money of Benny, Clara came in when she is very mad and shouting, "Where is Jonathan? Where is Jonathan?" And the sister told her, what has happened? Why are you shouting? And Clara told her that Jonathan took the money of my daughter I gave her for school. What kind of a man is that? I want to see him. And Jonathan and the sister Teresa was like, "Sorry, you mean that Jonathan took the money?" She said, "Yes, he took the money of the daughter which I gave her for school. But tell him, if I come here, he will see me. He will know that I'm not the gender Clara she knows." And the sister was like, "Can you please first sit?" She said, "I cannot sit. There are some things we pass through, and you don't want even to go back to the past. And I'm Team Clara. You have to move on. What matters most is your sanity, your happiness, and your mental health. What gives you happiness is what you go in. If your marriage is giving you happiness, why do you go away from your marriage? Obviously, we stay in your marriage. But it doesn't give you happiness, and it's mentally draining you. You have to leave. I love you guys. God bless you. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. Let's meet in a new video. Bye bye.